You know what? No. Listen, I feel like every week with these Canes videos, I started the same, right? I come on here, hit record, turn the mic on, and I'm out of breath and I'm laughing or whatever. But it might seem like I'm trying to play it up for the camera, but I guarantee you I'm not, because every single week the Miami Hurricanes football team continues to outdo themselves with regards to scoring and excitement and anticipation and thrill. Every week is better. My heart is still pounding. I can't even talk right now. The Miami Hurricanes today came away with a win, 52-45 in Louisville against the Cardinals in what was just a hostile crowd and an unreal game. Truly unreal. I'm sitting there, I'm watching the game with my girl. She's laying down next to me, and she's half paying attention, right? She's half paying attention, half on TikTok, whatever. And at one point, she literally, I guess she had her head against my chest here. And at one point, she said, "Why is your heart beating so fast?" I'm not making this story up. And I didn't even notice. But it was during that third quarter when they were going back to back scores, each team changing. Louisville scores, Miami scores, and it's all big plays. And before any team could get momentum, the next team had momentum. The Hurricanes were up 14 in the first half. They get Louisville to, or 10, I think, in the first half. They get Louisville to miss a field goal towards the end. And I'm thinking, oh, good. The Canes, they're going to have a chance to score before half, and they're going to have the ball to start the second half. This could be a 3-possession game, midway through the third quarter. Before that thought could even finish forming itself in my mind, it was a tie game. Actually, I think the Canes were up 14 at that point, because that's when Louisville had the kickoff return touchdown, and then Mark Fletcher fumbled, and then they scored 2 seconds later. They scored 14 points in 90 seconds. Oh my God, what an absolute game. I think where I want to go next here is, I took a whole bunch of notes of plays to talk about. There's a lot here because there was a lot of big plays, I guess. We'll start from the jump here just to kind of give y'all a rundown of what happened in this game, and just to give you an idea of the quantity of back and forth that this game had. So you start the game, Miami does get a 3 and out to start. Awesome. Then they're moving down the field. You get a beautiful touchdown drive to Restrepo, but it's called back for a holding. Once again, self-inflicted penalties, and I'm saying, God damn, here we go again. The Canes settle for a very long 50-plus yard field goal, but shout out to Borregales. He knocks it through to put the Canes up 3-0. And then another big play, which the Canes have been giving up week after week after week. A 43-yard run, a touchdown run for Louisville puts them up 7-3. And I will say, I'm very happy right now. I'm very, very positive with this team. But I want to make it clear, and I don't have to do this, it's obvious to anyone watching, I don't think they are contenders as built right now. There's obviously a lot of holes, especially with the special teams and the defense, because you can't keep giving up this many big plays game after game after game. So I understand that they're likely not built to win a championship this season, right? Which sucks because you're losing Cam Ward, and who knows what next year looks like. But anyways, the reason I am so happy and thrilled with this team is because of the fight that they have. No matter how much this game got out of hand, no matter how many times Louisville smacked you in the mouth, you always answered back. And that's the sign of a good team. That's the sign of having a true leader. That's the sign, dare I say, of having a coach that could keep his guys in check. Although I'm still not moved on Mario Cristobal. I'm not a fan of him. But if I'm going to rag on him, the least I can do is give him credit for keeping his team intact and focused and mentally ready to not quit and give up here. And a lot of that is on Cam Ward too. So I want to shout out to him. Because as I go through the rest of this game here, listen to the back and forth and all these times Miami could have quit, but yet they still came out on top. So after that Louisville 43-yard touchdown run, they're up 7-3. Then the Canes get a quick drive which ended on a beautiful pass from Cam Ward to Jacoby George in the end zone. Cam Ward fading out of bounds, rolling left, hits George in stride, gets 2 feet in. That's a touchdown in the NFL as well. Canes, of course, go up 10-3 after that. Then there's a 49-yard touchdown to Sam Brown that puts the Canes up 10. So now they're starting to roll. And I'm saying, okay, the line on this game was 5.5. Maybe the Canes, maybe they cover. As Cam Ward has another nice long pass. That one was to Cam Brown, as we said. But then Louisville gets a nice drive going. They score. It's now 17-14. And then Louisville gets the ball back, and I'm thinking, damn, they can go down the field, to take the lead. But they fumble at their own 5-yard line. Canes recover in the end zone, and now the Canes are up 24-14 with 5 minutes to go. That's that 10-point lead that I was talking about earlier. Obviously, 5 minutes to go in the first half. So things are looking very, very good. Because then, of course, Louisville misses a field goal. And then what's my notes here? With the last 2 minutes, Louisville misses a field goal, gets 3 and outs. Oh, then they forced the Canes to go 3 and out. So it was a very bad end to the first half here, because after Louisville missed a field goal to cut the lead to 7, I'm thinking, okay, Canes got a chance to go down the field. I said court again. Damn, too much basketball going on as Heat season is starting up in just a couple days, baby. But anyways, so after they miss a field goal, they forced the Canes to go 3 and out. Almost not, though, because Restrepo bobbled the ball, almost caught it on his ass. He continues to be incredible. And shout out to Xavier Restrepo for passing Michael Irvin in school yards, I believe. Shout out to him. He's awesome. He will be a player on Sundays too, just coming up this next year. But anyways, so Louisville does get the 3 and out, which means they get the ball back, and they are able to get a field goal to only cut the deficit to 7 for them going into half. But I'm saying, okay, that's fine. Not a great ending to the half, but it is a 7-point game. Canes get the ball to start the second half. If they can get a touchdown, they will be in good shape. Then Miami goes on a 6.5-minute touchdown drive. Restrepo gets a great diving catch, almost going into the end zone there. And then this is also a drive too. Martinez, with his first sensational run of the day. You had a giant pile push, and his legs keep churning. So shout out to Damian Martinez as well. He was huge on that drive. So now, this is when the Canes are up 14. I was mixing up a little bit earlier. So Canes are up 14 now in the third quarter. I'm saying great. And that is where the turntables, and from this point on, this game was absolutely electric and insane, and all the other adjectives you want to use to describe it. Because then the Canes give up a 100-yard kickoff return touchdown. Next possession, Mark Fletcher fumbles, and Louisville scores within 2 points, or two plays, I believe, to tie it up at 31. Okay, again, I can barely keep track, and I got notes. That's how crazy this game was. So anyways, next possession, the Canes go for it on a 4th and 1. Almost didn't get it, because Cam Moore was looking at like a read option, handed it off to Fletcher at the last minute, and he just gets over the line. And speaking of these 4th downs, these coaches were crazy today, going for multiple 4th downs on their own side of the field. I mean, it's Cristobal to a certain extent, but this Louisville coach, I ain't never seen a coach with cojones that big in my life. Maybe outside of Mike McDaniel, but he's giving Mikey D a run for his money. We'll get into some of his crazy plays later, but thank God the Canes got that 4th and 1. And after that led to a 63-yard pass to Restrepo, and Cam Ward punches it into Isaiah Horton. That gives the Canes back up 7. That's 38-31. Next possession, I'm thinking Canes get a stop finally. And that's when that coach goes for a fake punt on his own 30-yard line on 4th and 7. I was on the phone for my sister, so I was a little bit distracted. I was on the phone for 2 minutes. I think my sister might be a jinx, because whenever she calls me, bad stuff happens in the games. I don't know what it is. But anyways, she calls me. I'm half paying attention, thinking Louisville's about to punt. Next thing I know, I see Louisville scrambling down the right side or the left side of the field, saying, what the hell's going on? This coach really fake punt on 4th and 7? I got respect for it. I really do. That coach knew that he needed to outscore Miami. He knew he wasn't going to be able to stop them, so he put together the best game plan to make it work, and damn, he almost did it. But anyways, that coach goes for the fake punt, and then the same drive, the Canes give up a 4th and 8 because of defensive holding. That would be a little bit of a theme today, leading to another Louisville touchdown to tie the game again at 38 all. But then it's Sam Brown again, 60-yard catch and run. It breaks like a 3 tackles midfield, runs it another 30 yards. That put them close to the end zone. Then A.J. Allen punches it in for the Hurricanes. Then they're up 45-38. And finally, the Canes get a stop. And at this point, you knew whichever team punted first was probably going to lose. And luckily, the Canes were able to force the punt because they got Louisville into 4th and 22. And part of that was because they had some really good pressure. Finally, the defensive line starting to show up. Ruben Bain was a monster in the second half. And finally, because they weren't putting pressure on this Louisville quarterback all day, but once they got him in the 4th and 22, they forced the quarterback into an intentional grounding. They were able to finally force him to punt. Then, next ensuing drive, Cam Ward, 3rd and 17. He's getting pressured, scrambles for the first down. And then it almost didn't matter because a couple plays later, they said he fumbled. But in live motion, I clearly thought that it was a forward pass. They ended up reversing the call. Thank God, because Louisville actually did pick up the fumble and return it for a touchdown. So I guess for all the Canes haters, which is everyone that doesn't live in Miami pretty much, all the Canes haters will say this is the 3rd week in a row an overturned call gave Miami a win. But who the hell cares? This was the most obvious one of them all. His arm was clearly going forward, incomplete pass. So then we got a couple plays after that is when Damian Martinez, the boy, was looking like the juggernaut with his head first runs, just ramming through brick walls. 30-yard tough run to punch it in, puts the Canes up 52-38. Only a couple minutes left in the game at this point. And then in the next drive, Louisville 4th and 8 again, a chance for the Canes to stop them. No, it'd be another pass interference. But then you get Ruben Bain again, some more great pressure, pushes Louisville back, gets them in another 3rd and 8, or 4th and 8, and then Louisville converts again. The 4th down defense for the Miami Hurricanes has been very discouraging over the last few weeks. You can't win a lot of games when you can't take advantage of these coaches doing these kind of dumb stuff. Really, it is dumb going in for 4th and 8 on your own side of the field. Not at this point in the game, obviously, but earlier in the game. But regardless, they end up Louisville ends up converting that, and then they do get a score to make it a 7-point game with only 54 seconds left. Of course, they're gonna have to onside kick, and there was no close call with that one. Ball didn't even get any bounce. Goes down the field. Canes recover, and then they do 3 kneel downs, which with Mario Cristobal cannot be taken for granted either, because we know he doesn't like to kneel the ball. But 3 kneel downs later, the Miami Hurricanes come away with a win, and now they're 7-0. Going back home with FSU coming to town. I think I'm going to go. I really do think I'm going to go. I've actually never been to a Canes home game, believe it or not. I've only been to one Canes home game. It was in Tallahassee versus FSU. The first turnover chain year, I believe. And that's back when we had Malik Rozier. Awesome game. Game-winning touchdown drive. Malik Rozier to Daryl Langham. Awesome drive. But I think I'm going to go this weekend, man. That building should be rocking, and when's the last time that building's been rocking for the Hurricanes? When? Since Trajan Bandy's pick 6 versus Notre Dame 6 years ago? Should be a good time. I think I'm going to go. A couple of the other notes I got here about the game. I just wanted to point out Cam Ward's ability to extend plays. That's NFL stuff right there. He did take 3 or 4 sacks today, which I think is an improvement, because a lot of times he was getting, those 4 sacks, he was getting ragdolled. And in the past this year, those are the ones he just would have tried to toss away. Could have been a fumble, easier to fumble. Could have been an interception. I am glad that he started to take some of those sacks, but he picked his spots when to attack. That's how he was able to convert a lot of 3rd downs with the run. He did have one crazy shovel pass that he did decide to do, turned like a 4-yard loss into a 2-yard gain. So just that he's learning to pick his spots, I think, is very beneficial for this team. I also wanted to shout out Donald Chaney Jr., of course, former Canes running back, had some nice runs today. And although he's not with us anymore on this team, I do like when some former Canes have success. I also liked the ref cam. Usually I don't like when these broadcasts overdo it with all these different camera angles, but it was pretty neat. They had like cameras on the ref's chest, so you could literally see like as if you're on the field. I thought that was dope. I also wanted to talk about one thing I did not like, which was the damn announcers. My God, I seen a hilarious tweet. It was like the announcers every time Louisville does something good, and it was Big Justice going, boom, we bring the boom. That was literally the announcers today. Every time Miami got a stop in Louisville, it was like a passing down, they were like, oh, is that PI? Let's bring in our rules expert to see if that was PI. Oh, no flag this time. Every time it was an incomplete pass for Louisville. Every time. So once again, somehow all of Twitter, not all of Twitter, but the haters on Twitter seem to think Miami gets every call. But yet all I see is all the national media and NCAA continuing to hate the Miami Hurricanes. But it doesn't matter because we got Cam Ward at the end of the day, and you don't. So all you Louisville fans and the dumb guys on your defense that you sack Cam Ward a couple times and you're doing the U and they're breaking it over their knee and they're doing the, oh, look, we sacked Cam Ward. Yeah, he's got 320 yards and 4 touchdowns on your damn head. He's torching you, tearing you apart, lighting you on fire, and putting you through the buzzsaw. But have fun with a couple of sacks and breaking the U and doing this, okay? He's torching you, meanwhile, coming away with a dub and dropping 52 points on your ass. So you hear that, defense? You want to keep mocking him? Well, he put 52 points on your head because of it. Maybe you'll learn your lesson next time. Anyways, that's all I got to say for this video. Of course, monster game next week versus FSU, who sucks. Rivalry games somehow always find a way to be close, but if the Canes are contenders, they won't let it be. They'll kick their ass just like they did UF earlier this year, I guess. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, like the video and subscribe. All the support is greatly appreciated. I got to go from watching this to Tyler Huntley tomorrow. But at least Tua is back the following week, and the Miami Heat play on Wednesday. So we got some good stuff coming up. I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.
Look, pull up in your city, tryna get that dead face. Do it on my own, I don't need no dead weight. Had to kill him off, yeah, I need a head space. You know this homegrown bitch don't offend me.